This is your morning in 8 minutes. And this morning, the winter weather we've been telling you about is here. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley has been tracking this system for days now.
And Olivia's been keeping an eye on the roads for us this morning. But Heather, we want to start with you. That forecast right on track as that snow's falling down this morning.
You got it. 80% coverage right now. So let's take a look at how much snow has fallen so far. Now, if you are headed out the door, I want to stress that every single hour I'm posting the latest snowfall totals in the WVLT First Alert weather app. So that can even help you assess maybe how things are evolving, where you live, maybe where you need to get to, whatever it may be today. Right now, we're getting closer to that 2-inch range in snowfall here at the Tennessee-Kentucky line. So that's where it jumps up into these deep blues there on our legend. Now, notice we're getting into some 1/2 inch to some inch snowfall so far in parts of Anderson and Union and Knox and Blount and Sevier County. Some lighter snowfall so far as that continues to push east. So just a heads up there, we are not done. That's why those views can vary greatly. I've been keeping an eye on Oak Ridge, where it's definitely dusting the sides of the roads. Of course, big picture on that snowfall right now. You can see that we have some still moderate to heavier pockets, and that's why that visibility can also drop on those roads. So let's check in with your First Alert traffic with Olivia now to see how things are moving.
Yeah, Heather, as far as the roads go, we can take a look first at this big picture. You can see some slowdowns in Campbell County right now. I do want to jump to Morgan County, though, just real quick. Morgan County Highway at Pemberton Road currently closed due to those road conditions. Officials have reported that 3 cars have slid off the road in that area. Morgan County has a salt truck on its way there, so hopefully they'll get that opened up soon. But really, that's the story of the morning. Be careful. Watch out for those slick spots. If you can stay off the roads, please do that. You can see it does look like a car is pulled over on the side of the road at Walker Springs along I-40. When you see that, give them space and just give crews space to work as they're out salting today. Guys.
Yeah, Olivia, thank you. And those crews have been out the last couple of days treating the roads.
Officials tell us even with all the road brine they used in January, they were able to get salt stocks back up heading into this week. So here's some of those numbers for you. More than 200 salt trucks dropping 68,000 tons of salt. Crews say they are prepared for this round of snow. TDOT also says they're going to have crews monitoring bridges and overpasses, which freeze first over the next few days.
And TDOT also reminding us to keep an eye out for potholes. We've got plenty already. Of course, more can and will develop. They form when water seeps into the pavement, freezes and thaws, creating those cracks. Advice from TDOT, take it slow. Be on the lookout. If you see a pothole, you can report it to TDOT. We've got how to do that right now inside your WVLT News app. And the snow's coming at a time when many in the bluegrass state of Kentucky are still trying to clean up after deadly flooding.
So far, at least 14 Kentucky deaths are related to the storm. In a press conference, Governor Andy Beshear attributed 12 deaths to the flooding. Another 2 people died shortly after due to hypothermia. Almost half of the counties in the bluegrass state are in a state of emergency. Roads across the southeastern part of Kentucky are still closed this morning. Meanwhile, parts of northern Tennessee also saw that flooding, including the city of Clarksville.
The flooding hasn't had time to go down, so ice can start to form on some of the homes that are still partially underwater as they brace for single-digit temperatures. And Governor Bill Lee stopped in Clarksville surveying damage from the weekend storms. He says his team wanted to get the full picture of what happened so they can request help from FEMA. And nearly 5 months after Hurricane Helene, the impacts, of course, still being felt in East Tennessee, especially in Cott County.
And this morning, the county is in danger of losing federal funding. This all comes after their floodplain administrator said she wants to resign. Macy Reed has worked as the county property assessor and floodplain administrator for the past 11 years. But recently, she told the county she intends to resign as floodplain administrator, saying that working the 2 jobs at once has slowed down progress. Last night, county commissioners voted against moving forward with filling the position. And without a floodplain administrator, the county would not be in compliance with the National Flood Insurance Program, which could cut off their federal funding.
And tributes continue to pour in for Morgan County Sheriff Wayne Potter. He died yesterday morning after a courageous battle with cancer. And right now, the Wartburg Police Department and City Park are lit up in blue to honor Sheriff Potter. The police department also encouraging homes and businesses to display those blue lights. Sheriff Potter served 30 years in law enforcement. And this morning, a deputy and a suspect are recovering following a shootout.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says Monroe County deputies went to serve a warrant last night on Smoky Branch Road. That's in Vonore, less than a mile from Citico Road. Investigators say the suspect then started shooting at deputies, hitting their cruiser. The suspect was hit and went to the hospital. A deputy was hurt. They were treated at the scene. The TBI is investigating.
And this morning, more money headed to fix the Gay Street Bridge in Knoxville. City Council's increased the budget by $100,000 to do some scanning. The bridge won't reopen to car traffic, instead, of course, transitioning to a pedestrian-only and bike-only bridge. Officials say the bridge should be open by the end of this year, early next year, while the city looks at ways to find funding to build a new bridge, which could take over the next 5 to 10 years. Tune in tomorrow at 7 o'clock on the CW Knoxville. We plan to hear about the future of the bridge from Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon.
Obviously, those roads can vary, but I want to say a big thank you to those road crews who've been out working. This is a great vantage point in Oak Ridge, where the road itself obviously has that shine to it, has that wet layer where the snow is sticking on the edges, where we have the bands of light, moderate to heavy snowfall at times, but that's also why it could kind of eat away at that pre-treatment. I mean, look at the sides of the roads in Loudoun County where you have that heavy snow, and this is along I-75. So again, they've done a great job on the roads, but you hit a back road that hasn't been hit by those road crews, and that's why you can have those varying conditions. Similar story here all around our area. I mean, look at downtown Knoxville. It looks like it's in a snow globe right now as we share the freeze. 25 Crossville, 30 Knoxville, 28 in Middlesboro. So again, the snow is falling now, but at least we'll have some pauses today. It'll become more scattered to spotty this afternoon. Stays freezing though. This afternoon's around 32. Feels colder. Make sure if you do have to go anywhere, you're dressed for that cold. Again, the varying snowfall through tomorrow morning, adding up from an inch to several inches in parts of our area, but also adding up to those wind chills tomorrow morning. That'll be around 12 in Knoxville. Cold weather advisory, Plateau to Tennessee, Kentucky line, wind chills closer to 0. Using caution a must as we move forward with the cold part of this story. So make sure you join us at 7. Obviously, I've got a lot to track for you here with the current snowfall, at least a warming trend to look ahead to. But yeah, definitely some impacts there with that ongoing team coverage on this First Alert Weather Day.
Yeah, definitely need to start thinking about that warming trend, because that's getting me through the day. That's for sure, Heather. Well, our team coverage continues over on WBXX. The CW Knoxville crews all across East Tennessee tracking the snow. Stay safe.